Hi everybody, this is the first live broadcasting. Yesterday I was outside and I looked up and there was a bat flying right above me, really slowly, perfectly enough so that I could see him or her, every detail. Usually something that would freak me out maybe, but I was just in awe and it was a moment. So I wanted to see what bat represented. I always feel like whenever I see an animal, it seems to fit perfectly with what's going on in my life. And so here's bat. Bat signifies rebirth. Sacred bat flew to me from the darkness of the cave. Womb-like reflections, answers it gave. Birth, death, rebirth, cycles of the whole, never ending, just eclipsed, the journey of the soul. Steeped in the mystery of Mesoamerican tribal ritual is the legend of bat. Akin to the ancient Buddhist belief in reincarnation, in Central America, bat is the symbol of rebirth. The bat has, for centuries, been treasured as medicine. Aztec, Toltec, Tolucan, and Mayan people. Bat embraces the idea of shamanistic death. Shaman death is the symbolic death of the initiate to the old ways of life and personal identity. The basic idea of ancient initiations was to break down all the former notions of self that were held by the shaman-to-be. This could entail brutal tests of physical strength and psychic ability, and having every emotional button pushed hard. This is kind of what I'm going through right now in my life. Feels like everything is up. All these issues that I thought I dealt with and had moved through are back again and stronger, but deeper, more complex, so it's not the same space. I'm not back exactly where I was, but it's up again. And so bat just seems perfect that way. It says if bat has appeared, it symbolizes the need for a ritualistic death of some way of life that no longer suits your new growth pattern. This can mean letting go of old habits or assuming the position in life that prepares you for rebirth. If you resist your destiny, it can be a long, drawn-out, or painful death. The universe is always asking you to grow and become your future. I love that. I love that. It's the idea that the universe is like always supporting us no matter what happens, or no matter what it looks like, or how it may appear to be exactly the contrary. The universe is always there, watching us and aiding us and lifting us up and wanting us to be better, to be more, to fulfill ourselves, to be in our joy. And how often do we get stuck in the opposite of that, thinking that's so impossible to get. I love this part too, because it says that the other message of bat is that the contrary medicine is stagnation, and a stagnation of the spirit, and a refusal to acknowledge your true destiny, which is always to use the talents you have to the fullest. Is there some area in your life that has dammed up and therefore stopped your desire to create? And, you know, I can definitely say that for myself, that I'm right now in a place of feeling completely stuck, you know, and almost like it's too late, like I had my chance and I lost it, you know, like I'm too old or something, which is ridiculous because I'm not really that old, obviously. But, you know, I don't know, how do you move from that? It's like I don't know what the next step is, necessarily, and I can't see what the options are. That's what the space feels like, you know, it's a fog in front of me, and I'm at this crossroads almost, the end of a bridge, like my friend Matt said, you know, and it's, you can't see the path ahead of you. You know it's there, but you can't see it, you know. How do you risk jumping into the abyss? And, you know, how do you remember to trust, right? That if, you know, if God won't catch you, He'll teach you how to fly, right? That no matter like what we risk, that's what life is about, is risking it and doing it. You know, I was watching myself the other night driving home, and it was late, and I hate with a passion, well, not a passion, but I really don't like driving at night. I can't see well. The other cars, like their lights mess up my eyesight, and I find myself like squinting the whole time like this until I get home, and it's just no fun at all for anybody. So, but last night I was driving, or the other night I was driving home, and it was totally dark out, and all I was doing was following, you know, the white line on the side of the road, which I know that's what you're supposed to do. I know that, but I don't do that, and it has never worked for me before. And this time, oh, that's interesting. It has never worked for me before. In the past, it didn't work. And this time, I tried it, and I was just watching like the white line on the side, and that's really all I could see. And it's like my headlights were only illuminating that white light, that white line. Oh, how interesting. What a metaphor, right? So my focus was on that line. And it's like the headlights were just illuminating that part, and no other car mattered, no other car was in my way. It's just like it didn't even affect me. You know, my focus was on this line that brought me home. You know, I didn't need to see the rest of the road. I didn't need to have the challenge of being blinded and you know, of having to put a lot of effort into getting home. It just, you know, I saw this white line and I followed it, and it brought me home, and it was effortless. And I love that. I love that it was effortless, you know, because I get so hung up on like making it happen, you know, and how do I do it, and it's very like forced, you know. It's like very male energy, you know, go hunt that deer, go get it, you know. But when I surrendered to it and like stopped forcing it, it just happened. And I love that about life, how it can seem so hard, and then it's so effortless sometimes. It's just amazing. And that's my first thought to the world. I'm here. This is new. I'm living my joy. I'm trying it. I'm jumping. Yeah! So, let's see. Either I'll be caught or I'll learn how to fly. Either sounds great. Love you guys. Peace.